buy-in. So Dave, can you give us some insights? Because Dave has worked, I remember he started Big League Corporate Communications, where he kind of pioneered the role of reputation management and put a lot of corporates into that program and sold it quite well, so that a lot of people, then he moved to Vaishnavi to actually get the Tatas to kind of buy into that. So Dave, can you give us some insights into, is there ready management buy-in? What does one need to do to actually make sure you're able to kind of get the right support?
Ransom made some very interesting points about how reputation management as a process is run. I'll start with an anecdotal example, and then I'll tell you how it is important for the management to buy into this entire package of reputation management, as it were. At some point in time, we were meeting one of the leading cricketers of India, who leads India's batting charge, as it were, at the moment. And he said, if I have to make a bid to India's captaincy, I need to be like one of our ex-captains, and that is Sourav Ganguly. The way he used to manage his team, the way he used to manage the selectors and the media were critical. And he had this entire reputation of what he would say would be correct for the team at the end of the day. So overall perceptions have to be built around an organization, and it has to be owned at the highest level. In this case, it was this cricket player who wanted to then go through a complete image and messaging makeover, as it were, in terms of first seeding him as captain material, and then eventually owning the place or the space where leadership of this cricketer would be beyond doubt. It's just an anecdotal example, but that leads you into a very interesting arena where the corporates actually own this entire space of what does it need to, or what does it need to be done in order to manage your reputation well. And that's, I think, a very critical area. At one level, when you say reputation is important, you have to be clear what are the various elements that make your company's reputation. That's the first step. You've got to be able to define your brand priorities, your business priorities, and therefore be able to clearly define these are the 3 or 4 elements that I will drive to make my reputation. First, that is important. Second aspect of that is, once you've done all that, what are the various tools and stages of communication that you will follow? So what is your communication mix going to be? How much of it is going to be public relations? How much of it is going to be advertising, digital, and what have you? The entire set of communication, or the palette of communication options that are available to you, you've got to be able to define what is the mix there. Since this is a group of corporate communicators and PR professionals, I will now hone into the PR element of this whole thing. As a PR agency, and some of you who are senior practitioners of the trade will agree with me that when you go into a client's office, and I don't say it for Ransom and for some clients who are evolved and they understand the need for corporate communications and PR, there are many who would say, my brand priorities have already been defined. I mean, I have a advertising agency and a marketing team which has told me these are some of the things that I do. I am buying a multi-crore rupee campaign. I'm present. So, there is branding, there is visibility, therefore reputation. What they don't understand is that reputation is a bunch of soft things as well, and not just the hard branding that you see all around you. And that is where, to answer Valerie's question, communicators such as us and the PR business as such should step in and be able to dissect the communication priorities, define messaging, figure out who are the people who will speak and speak about what. What are the initiatives and what are the opportunities in which communications must intervene? And who are the stakeholders you must engage? These are the 4 or 5 elements which needs to be enshrined, and the management at the highest level needs to buy it. Once that happens, then you have the syndrome of the cricketer buying into an entire package of saying, you can be positioned as a leader in your business. And I'll not name the gentleman, but I can tell you that he has already been the captain of India. So that's how the reputation management package really works. Valerie?
Good, thanks, Dave. One more thing that Ransom said is that leaders today get sleepless nights with two things, which is reputation and talent. So, Atul, would you like to tell us something from the celebrity side? I mean, do they fall within the same bucket? How does it work with them? What do you do to actually help build that connect?
Since we were talking about cricket, England is now 81 for 6.
Thanks.
Alistair Cook just got out. Got Sehwag bowled Ashwin, I believe. Damn, I had tickets for day 5. Okay, just really quick. I own a company called Bling. We manage about 45 different celebrities in mostly in Bollywood and some outside people like Veer Das and a bunch of comedians and Rahul Akerkar, the chef, and so on. We follow the classic Hollywood model, which is each celebrity or movie star needs 4 of the following, which are mandatory. You need your agent, who gets you the work. You need your manager, who manages your life. You need a publicist, which is, I guess, what most of you do. And you need your lawyer. And in America, I guess you need your lawyer more than most other places. So Bling plays the role of agent and manager, and we do not play the role of publicist at all. It's not something we intend to do, but we will supervise the process by recommending a bunch of people that we think work in this area for our people. Now, what we usually do is to try and build as many interesting facets as possible to a star, and some keywords are given to the publicist in advance. We try and keep with the ethos of what the person stands for. And I'll give you 2 very good examples. One actually has been a good example from day 1, and the other I'll come to separately. One is Deepika Padukone. No pedigree in Bollywood, but I'm sure as some of you have been, a great fan of her dad's. So we decided to concentrate on young, achiever, on her own, female, no background, in the business. If you're in Bollywood, unfortunately, even if you have any other set skill growing up, I think it's just assumed that one day, yaar, beta ya beti actor banegi. So, that's the bottom line.